Okay, let's hear it one more time for Katie Mong. And now I'm pleased to move on to our second presenter of the day, and his name is Joshua Woodward. Joshua is passionate about marketing. Using the social marketing strategies you will hear about today, Joshua helped build a startup from a valuation of $300,000 to a $12 million company. He's recently transitioned to the nonprofit sector, working with the United Way of Northern California. Joshua loves the North State and is dedicated to using his knowledge to help influence the well-being of this community. And I thought I would read it off on my phone because of the subject matter today. So please join me in welcoming Joshua Woodward. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. It's kind of weird hearing yourself talked about like that. My name is Joshua Woodward. I recently transitioned in February over to United Way of Northern California. If you don't know what United Way does, they are on the front lines of helping develop our communities in the greatest areas of need. So obviously with the car and camp fires, we were one of the first organizations on the ground helping the community. So I went through the transition of moving from a for-profit to a nonprofit shortly after the fires, and just obviously being in this community, I realized I wanted to do something bigger for our community. And so this has been a really, really fun and cool opportunity to give back to the community that's loved me so much. So part two, we're going to go really quickly over some ways to find data, and then I'm going to give you reasons why you should care about the data. So the first thing, we're going to go into your business profile. So we're going to start on Instagram. If you guys don't have a business profile on Instagram, we'll kind of walk you through that at the end. I would suggest just taking a quick note like, hey, I don't know if I have a business profile. We're going to have some time at the very end of this just to kind of workshop and figure out if you guys don't have a business profile. So the first thing that you're going to see, there's two differences. This is a normal profile. So the question is, I don't know if I have one. You can actually check this right now on your mobile device on Instagram. If your mobile device looks like this when you go up into the hamburger, Katie actually called this hamburger. You'll see this in a second. There's three lines at the very top. Click on those three lines and it will pop up a menu. If your menu looks like the one on the right, you do not, well, the one on the left, there we go, then you guys do not have a business profile and we will help you set that up. If you're on the right, there we go. Obviously I haven't figured that out yet. This is what a business profile looks like. So the one major benefit that a business profile is going to give you are insights. We'll talk all about that in a little bit. Now, finding your insights on Instagram, like I said, the hamburger at the top, you're going to click on that, then you're going to click on insights, and that will take you to your insight page. Again, we'll discuss all of that. I just wanted to kind of preface that by saying this is how you find it. So again, if you don't have access to that, please write it down, and then we'll come back to that at the very end when we go into questions. Okay, now finding it on Facebook. So on Facebook, if you're on your desktop, this is a great time if you did bring a laptop. This is a great time to open it up because I will be kind of working with you guys on a more of a laptop perspective rather than a mobile perspective. I'll be sharing both sides, but just, you know, as a preface. So if you go onto your Facebook page, you're going to see at the top, you're going to click More. That's a hidden gem right there. I don't know why they don't give you these right away, but you can see right on your Facebook page, it automatically gives you insights. So press More, drop-down menu will come, hit Insights, and this is basically where I live. Now, Facebook does have a more in-depth system called Business Manager, and we're not going to dive into that today, but this is where I get all my data. So if I'm working for a company and they're asking for some in-depth information, this is where I'm going to be able to go and share some data about what's happening in their posts and the content that I've either created or they've created. This is how you're going to find it on the Facebook app. I told you I was going to do both. I promise I will. So I love the Pages app. So if you don't already have the Pages app, I would highly, highly recommend downloading Facebook Pages. It's way easier to do content, and especially if you're like me, I like to keep life and business separate, and this is a fantastic way to do that. So if you go to the Facebook Pages app, there's this little squiggle. I don't know what to call it. It's a squiggle, a graph squiggle. I like squiggle. You can click on that, and again, it's insights. So these are again what you're going to be able to show your bosses or yourself what you are doing and how it's performing within your audience. Okay, so now I need to give a little backstory. So I started in 2013. I was in school and realized I need to make money. And so I had a friend come to me and he was like, hey, I'm starting this business and we're selling online. We're getting things at garage sales and then we're flipping them on eBay and Amazon. And I was like, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Within the first year, the company made $60,000 flipping stuff from garage sales to Amazon and eBay. Insane. It was crazy. So I was like, okay, I'm in just as a social experiment. Like, there's no way this job is going to last longer than a year. So yes, I'll garage sale for you. So when I started garage sailing, I started realizing that there was some common themes in what people were purchasing. So we decided that we were going to start a podcast teaching people how to do what we were doing. Then we realized when we cross-posted our content on the podcast across Facebook, Instagram. You guys talked about LinkedIn. We did LinkedIn. Across all the platforms that we could, we started to see more traction gained. Then we decided that we wanted to get into some bigger products, maybe not having to go out every single weekend and find the dumb toys that kids were purchasing used. If you guys ever want to know, Nerf Guns sell very well on eBay. So we decided that we wanted to create some of our own products. That took us down a huge rabbit hole that ended up leading the company to $12 million in sales. Absolutely insane. Definitely didn't expect that when I was garage sailing. So I was charged, I got out of school, and my wife was working for, at this point, they had created a hair product company along with several other different businesses. My wife was doing their social media for the hair product company, and I was coming out of school and I was like, hey, I'm coming in. I'd love to work full time with you guys. I've been here since the beginning. I was employee number 5. I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this thing. And so my boss is like, yeah, if you want to work full time with us, you're going to need to make a viral video. And I was like, dude, there's no way I can make, like, how am I, like, there's no formula for a viral video. And he charged us with making this video. So this isn't our video. This is what he wanted us to replicate. So let me show you this video really quick. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. She continues to go on. That's the video I was charged with making. I obviously had I didn't know where to start. Again, this woman was not paid to do this. Now, to give you some backstory on this mask was sitting on shelves discounted because nobody was buying it. The second this video got out, it went viral, meaning, okay, so virality. What does virality mean? Typically, it means something over 1 million views is viral. So this video overnight gets 10 million views. I mean, come on, it's hilarious. This isn't a short video, it's 4 minutes. But it gets a massive amount of views, so much joy. She gets on Ellen, all of these talk shows. This mask overnight was off shelves. Again, it was discounted. So I think the original price was $23.99. It was going for over $100 on eBay and Amazon after this video came out. So obviously, my boss, being a good businessman, is going, if we can hit a viral video, maybe our product could do the same thing. So I'm going to show you what my wife and I came up with. I'm glad you guys think it's as humorous as I do. So obviously a little bit different. This ad to date has done over 10 million views. We don't necessarily know all the reasons why, but it did. We realized that individuals wanted something to connect with and that they could see themselves doing. Obviously, this is a laser tag gun. Well, it may not be obvious. It's a laser tag gun. And what we tried to do was reach the demographic we thought were interested or would be interested in our product. And so we created this video. We had seen this Pinterest post that, the mom had left a note that was like, hey, when you get home, play Nerf, and whoever loses has to, cook dinner. And so we just did a play on that, and it went viral. We had 10 million views, and we went from 0 people on our Facebook page. I think maybe we had 300 at best, 300. We went from a list of 300 people to 60,000 people in 1 month. By the end of the year, we had 120,000 people active on our Facebook page. Now, obviously we weren't, my wife and I, when we created this was probably our 10th test. We had tried so many other videos, so many different ways. This just happened to hit. What we realized, though, is there is a little bit of a form to virality. There is a little bit of a form to why people engage in what they engage with. First, obviously, go Golden State. Facebook is a game. So everything that Facebook does is a point system. Everything you do on Facebook gets more points. Facebook likes to keep score. So if you keep people on Facebook longer, they're going to give you more points. So in the case of that video, it was over a minute long. We kept somebody on a Facebook platform, stopped on a video for longer than a minute. And so Facebook says, wow, they must be really interested in what you're doing. Here's some more points. What do points give you? It gives you a better score to reach more people. It gives you an opportunity to approach more people organically. And that's the important word here. Now, to be honest, that first year, we spent over $300,000 to get 10 million views. What we made? $6 million in the first year. I don't know about you guys, that's a decent ROI. I'd like some of that ROI. So, the point system is real. The more engagement that your post gets, the better it will do. So what we found is people were tagging, mostly women, were tagging their husbands going, I'm totally doing this. This is so gonna happen. Like, just wait till you get home. Our kids' Nerf guns are already ready and loaded. It had nothing to do with our product. But what was happening is that people were commenting, sharing, and liking the content. And it moved the needle forward and enabled us to grow our list, again, in 1 month, from 30 or 300 people to 60,000 people in 1 month. One of the things, there was a study done last year. You can guys see the top point is the Goldfish Generation. So we actually found, there was a huge study done last year that found our generation, my generation, has less attention span than a goldfish. So think about, you can track your finger on a goldfish, on their, I almost called it a tunnel. It's not a tunnel, it's a tank, thank you. You can track it and the goldfish will pay attention and all of a sudden it's like swimming away. Well, think about the way that you scroll on your phone. Your attention span is less than 8 seconds. So what does that mean? Everybody in here wants to do better at marketing, wants to do better at, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, doesn't matter, Twitter, doesn't matter. You want to do better at it. Let me tell you another fact. You have 3 seconds. 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention. The video you guys saw followed that model perfectly. I had 3 seconds, and I edited it in a very specific way. Now, it was a trash video, I'll give it that. It's terrible quality. It's it's horrid. But that didn't matter. What mattered is I stopped the goldfish. They were looking, swimming around. All of a sudden, they saw something that they liked, and then they followed it. That was my goal, was to catch these goldfish and make them stop long enough to watch 8 seconds. Because if I have you for 8 seconds, I can sell you. If I can keep you longer than 8 seconds, you're already sold. I'll go through all that in a minute. A face makes a difference. What's the first thing you saw in that video? Is my face. Because somebody that you need something to connect with. So I want you guys to assess for a second, what's the last post you made? Is the last post you made, like if you sell batteries, is it just a picture of your batteries? Why would a goldfish stop on batteries? What an individual is going to connect with is a face, is an experience. There's a reason. I loved your example earlier about the Corona with a lime. There's a reason. Watch their ads next time. What do they show first? They show a person holding the beer, walking out to their friends to put the lime. They never put the lime first. That's their shot. It's this moment that as humans, the psychology goes, well, I can connect with that. Like I can associate with that. And then once you get there, you put the lime in, and they sell me every time. I don't even like beer, and they sell me every time. I'm like, whew, that looks really good right now. I don't like beer that much. Ultimately, that also shows us that brands look like something. What they've done is they've said, I look like a fun time. Even if you don't like beer, this is a good time. This is going to be fun. It is the social factor. Again, that's a perfect example because they're never alone putting the lime in the beer. They're always with people. It's one of the best case studies because we can look at how people interact with a post is, oh my gosh, I've got to show this to such and such, or I got to send it to such and such. If a post that I'm engaging with does not make me want to share it, it's not a good enough post. Now, I'm going to go into a little data, just kind of breaking down what Facebook wants. If you guys are going to take a picture of anything, this is the one you want to take a picture of because these are the rules that Facebook wants you to abide by. So as a marketer, as specifically a social media marketer, I'm abiding by these rules on the right. Number one, the thing that they don't show you here is that mobile is king. Out of the $300,000 we spent in the first year advertising, I would say that 98% of our ads targeted only mobile because we found that people were more likely to engage with us in our call to action on a mobile device than they were on a computer because they probably were at work on a computer not doing what they should have been. So if they came across our video on a phone, that's totally different. So mobile first. The second, shoot vertically, not horizontally. Shoot vertically, not horizontally. Shoot vertically, not horizontally. Why? When you shoot vertically, more of the screen that you're looking at is taken up. Remember, we have 3 seconds to catch their attention. 3 seconds and that's it. So if I have 3 seconds to catch your attention as you're scrolling, I want more of your eyes to see more of my content. When you shoot, and when I say shoot, sorry, I should explain that. When I say shoot, I mean if I'm taking a picture or a video. That's the context of shoot. It's I am shooting that video. I'm recording that video. So if I have it vertically, that means more time is going to be taken scrolling, which means I have potential to earn more than 3 seconds of their time. More than 3 seconds. Now, Facebook ended this promotion. I was actually really excited about this because I was hoping it would be live while you guys were here. But last week, Facebook was giving free ads to videos under 15 seconds. Why? Because they understand the goldfish. They understand that people's attention span is only going to last so long. And Facebook wants people to engage with your content because it keeps them on their platform longer. That's what they get money from, is because you're here longer. Your little goldfish self stayed on Facebook longer because you were engaging with the post. You were sharing it with a friend. You were getting that out there. You were liking the post. Whatever it was, you stayed longer. So 15-second videos, I know it sounds crazy, but under 15 seconds. So I like to do 10-second videos because Facebook tends to give me a little bit more of a boost. But anything under 15 seconds, you're going to get rewarded for, which is a huge asset as a business. So let's say you own a car company. Do a really quick video, vertically, not horizontally. Hey, we just got this brand new, again, the camera's facing me. It doesn't have to be good quality. Hey, I just got this brand new car. You guys got to come check it out. It's got these brand new leather seats. It's beautiful. End of video. They can attach themselves to me because I'm the person they're seeing. Then they're going to see what I'm selling. So in the first 3 seconds, hey, what's up? It's me. I've addressed, hey, you can connect because we've probably met before. And then I'm going to go, here's this awesome thing you should check out. If I can keep them longer than that, so we're past our 3 seconds. If we can keep them longer, then I'm going to go, oh my gosh, it's got leather seats. I've sold them in under 10 seconds. If you guys want to test that, go test that. I'd be interested to know the data. Anytime I've done a video like that, it performs way better, especially front-facing camera. Sound and caption added. Another thing, how many of you guys have been, so I've got a baby at home. He's 2 months old. He's precious. But right now, he is really easily awoken. So I can't have my sound up when I'm scrolling Instagram at night. I'm sure there's some people in here that have the same problem, or maybe your spouse or whoever is asleep and you still are on your phone. What's the number one thing that you're doing when you're scrolling a video? You want to know what the video is saying. I get so mad when a video doesn't have text because I really want to know what they're saying and I can't read it. The good thing is that Facebook can automatically populate that content. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just have them do it. And if they can't, do it yourself. It is worth the money. It is worth the investment. It's worth the time. Also add sound if it doesn't have sound. Really simply, really easily throw a song on there. If you guys want to get into video editing and even just quick editing, that's a class for another time, but we can absolutely do that. Format, MP4, MOV, or GIF. Another thing that I didn't put on here is that Facebook rewards videos, good videos, over 3 minutes. So if you're not one that can do a video in 15 seconds, but can create decent enough content, 3 minutes is also rewarded because if you can keep somebody for 3 minutes, you can keep them for 15. We'll get onto that. Now, this is my favorite part. Facebook Live. So we hit the viral video. How do we sustain customers? Now, again, there was 60,000 new users we had never talked to before that are now liking our Facebook page and engaging with us. So out of that 60,000, I always like to say we had 1%. So let's call it, out of the 60,000, let's call it very pessimistic. There were 600 people that were actually engaging with us. Very pessimistic again. I now, as the marketer, have to engage those people on a daily basis, continually, to keep them on my page, to remind them that I sell something, to remind them that they want to buy something. So how did I do that? Facebook Live. This is the greatest key you could ever use for your business. I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do. This is the greatest key for your business because Facebook is prioritizing it. The two things that you could learn right now are do a Facebook Live and do Instagram stories. Those are the two things that right now are being promoted. Katie talked about that earlier. Instagram stories are key. So Facebook Live, what we found, actually Dave in the room right now had a show for our company. Dave's #1 sports show. My wife and I started, so after the 60,000 came in, we realized that in order to keep their attention, we needed to give them something for free. So not only did we create a show that went twice a week, the same time we did a show, But during that show, we had a game. It was an actual game show, like full-on board, a wheel that we spun. It was so ghetto, but it was awesome. So cool, so fun. But we have this live show every Monday and Thursday at the same time, and we wanted to give back. So we would spin this wheel, we would have a game show, and we'd have winners at the end. And you know, it started that we were giving away our laser tag, and then it progressed, and we started, you know, just giving away whatever we could afford. And for you and your businesses, I'm not saying that you should repeat the same model. It may not work for you guys, but Facebook Live, I can guarantee Facebook Live will work for you if you're engaging enough. So again, this is part of the game. Facebook is giving away free points for those willing to do a Facebook Live. The longer you stay and you keep people engaged. So the reason we had a game show was because people were engaging with it, because they had to answer. So we would ask, okay, you know, what's the capital of whatever? And then they'd have to type as fast as they could. Well, think about that. People are now typing and engaging on your Facebook Live. That means that we get more points. That means that Facebook is now going to share that to a broader audience. It's kind of genius. I'll toot my own horn on that one. But we continued that going, and then we say, okay, share this, share this, share this. Okay, we got to get to 500 shares. If we can get to 500 shares, we're going to go away 5 more guns. We're going to give away whatever. But it got them to engage on multiple levels. Also, during it, we'd be like, you know, my wife and I did the show together. And so I'd be like, okay, thumbs up for me, hearts for her. Who agrees with me? And at this point, like towards the end, my wife and I were pregnant, and so we'd have them vote on names. So we'd be like, okay, here are our names this week, because we couldn't figure out a name forever. So we were like, okay, if you like this name, do this. If you like this name, do that. And there was engagement, and people were interested. We ended up having really good friends that have my phone number now because of the show. I still have never met their faces. They could totally be crazy. But I created friendships with these individuals. They were on our show every single week. It was unbelievable. And it wasn't like I was that entertaining. Like it wasn't like it was that exciting. They stopped coming for the prizes and started coming for the community that we created on Facebook. That's an incredible thing. And Facebook rewarded us when we went to promote our product. When you're doing Facebook Live, just kind of quickly, have a game plan. Have an intro. Hey, what's up? It's such and such. I'm here. Guys, I just wanted to thank you for being a part of the community. We want to give back. We want to give back to you guys. What would you want to see next week? What are some of the content? And then I would go into, okay, what's a question I could ask? What's a question I could ask them that they would be forced to engage with? So not like, how's your day? Where somebody's going to be like, good, or not answer at all. Just give you a thumbs up, which thumbs ups are still good, but not as good as a comment. I'm going to ask, oh my gosh, where are you guys from? So if you're living in Shasta County, be like, you know, what school do your kids go to? Or ask something that they're forced to answer with a longer answer, because Facebook's going to see that people are actually interacting. So we found when we were doing our game show, if we had people answer A, B, or C, Facebook would dock us because they thought we had a bunch of robots. But when we had them answer, like I said earlier, the capital of whatever, people were typing in a longer answer, and it rewarded us greater. So try to think, if you're going to do a Facebook Live, ask a question, ask an engaging question that's a little bit longer, might have a little bit longer an answer. And don't be afraid. The first time you guys go live, I can almost guarantee nobody will be there. And it's a little bit sad, especially if you put time thinking about it. But what's going to happen is, again, Facebook gives more points to that, and they're going to showcase that to more people. They're going to push that reach. We were talking about reach earlier. They're going to push that into more people's eyes. Whether they stop or not, that's different. But people are going to see, and we're going to hope the goldfish effect stops them because it was a Facebook Live. Okay, so I showed you guys our video. Now I'm going to walk you through what we found our formula was. We had multiple videos do over 10 million views. Multiple videos do over 10 million views. And this is the formula we used. So the first thing, I'm going to establish the connection. Let's use Corona, because I actually really like that example. Corona is going to establish, number one, the first thing you're going to see is somebody going to their friends. I can relate to that. I'm establishing the connection. Well, I have friends. I like having fun. So I've established the connection. They've got me. I'm hooked. I'm past 3 seconds, by the way. I'm hooked. The second, how we can help you. Now, Corona, they're saying Corona's part of a good time. This is how we can help you. Good time, Corona, associated. That's the psychology. Is they're going, when you drink or when you're here, you're going to have this. The third is they're going to create more context because they know at 8 seconds, your little goldfish mind is skipping to the next thing. So you're changing. If they have not caught you, you're changing. So they're going to give context to why you're going to have a good time. So watch, you guys are going to see it now because somebody pushes the lime down and then they further explain why Corona is part of a good time. Then they're going to resell you. They're going to say, drink Corona at the very end. This formula, we didn't make it up. This is a tried and true method. You see, I got Mr. T selling up here. Infomercials have followed this forever. How many times, and I'm so guilty of this, especially with those weed whacker commercials, how many times have you just been sitting there and then all of a sudden you're like, I really do need an Instant Pot. The infomercial's going and you forgot that you had been watching football before and now it's all infomercials. It's because they use this same formula. Number one, establish the connection. Number two, here's how I can help you. Number three, I'm going to give you a little bit more context because you're still here. Number four, I'm going to reel you in. It's the final offer. Now, there's a piece of paper on your table. This is called avatar training. This is the number one asset that you can use in your company today to showcase yourself on social media. So, it's the white piece of paper, not the yellow one, which I'm really glad we could distinguish that. Remember my video? It was my wife and I. We thought when we did our case study, so most businesses will do a case study on who they think their potential client would be. If you guys haven't done that, it's okay, we're about to do that. So my potential client looks like this. So I thought as a 20-something-year-old that my potential client looked a lot like me, a newlywed, wanting to have a cheap date but can't really afford it, so they're going to stay in and do something fun. That's what I thought. That was my client. I thought it was going to be college-age kids, maybe some high school kids, youth groups, and just groups of young adults. So that's what I thought it was going to look like. When we got the data back from our first ad, the one that did 10 million views, that's what we found. That was our client. It was a mom at home with 2 kids desperately in need of alone time and desperately in need of entertainment. Now, it kind of makes sense. Like after you think about it, you're like, well, duh, like kids are going to be playing with laser tag. That's not what our historical data told us. That's not even what Nerf told us, who was our direct competitor. Once we started looking at the data, our very first Christmas, we outsold Nerf in the laser tag category. One Christmas, 6 months of being on Facebook, we outsold Nerf. That's because we knew who she was. We knew how to get her attention. We knew she was this goldfish looking for a break. You guys saw at the end, it said, if you want something free, text this number. Now, don't do it now because it won't work anymore. But what that would go to was a link to our live videos because we knew that we could keep them there. What we ended up modeling our live videos, the reason we did our live videos the way we did was because she needed a break. And we did it at a time that the kids were down and mom could have a little bit of alone time and she could engage with us. We ended up creating 4 other shows during the week that tailored to that individual. The second show, 2 of my very good friends started doing like a Fear Factor show where they'd eat crazy things or they'd blend a bunch of stuff up because we knew that mom needed a break and the kids needed entertainment. The third show we did was a morning show because after mom drops off the kids, you see the ages. This picture's strategic, even though it's blurry. It's strategic. Those kids got dropped off at school, or maybe she's got one still with her. And she needed somebody to connect with. So we found a lady that was the same age as her that would be willing to do a show every Tuesday morning. And she did it every Tuesday morning, and she connected with those moms. She had no other job but to connect with the moms because we knew who she was. So we're about to do some avatar training. We're going to figure out based on your Facebook metrics. So how many in here do not have a Facebook? If you don't have a Facebook, raise your hand. So everybody's got a Facebook for the business? Yes? Not for the business. Ooh, that was good. I should have asked that question. How many of you guys have an Instagram for your business? Instagram for your business. Okay, a couple. Okay, if you guys don't have an Instagram or a Facebook for your business, I want you guys to follow along. And I want you guys to hear the importance of this and play along with me still. Play along with me. So if you have it, does everybody have a pen? Does anybody not have a pen in the room? Okay, cool. So I want you guys to look at that sheet really quick. What we're going to do is understand what an avatar. So an avatar is the individual that you're connecting with or need to connect with on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever social media platform, even just as a marketer. Who am I connecting with? So that's who your avatar is. If you guys want to follow along, if you do have a business page, we're going to go back to Insights. So if you go to the top, there's a More tab. Click on Insights, and then we're going to look at people. If you guys are on your phone, and you guys have the Facebook Pages app, remember the little squiggle line I was talking about? It's the very bottom on the right corner. Click the squiggle line and it will give you the same data. I'm going to use United Way. So I'm trying to build up United Way. United Way is a very interesting situation where not a lot of people even know who United Way is and what they do. So I'm literally starting at grassroots with not a $300,000 budget. So this is active data right now on our Facebook page. 72% women, 26% men, which is very average. You're in between around 80% women to 60% women. If you have data different than that, you are a unicorn. Because right now, the #1 effort on Facebook right now is to get more men engaged with your Facebook. So interesting, when we're looking over the data on the chamber actually has slightly more men than the average. So was it 40-something percent, 48% men? I think it was 48% men. That's astronomical. To get those numbers, it's a unicorn again. So if you're seeing that data, be very aware of it and use that to your benefit. So what you guys, most people will see is the people interacting on their pages are in the 25 to 34 range. It's very rare to get 35 to 44. So I'm in a unique spot with United Way that I get to market to a totally different demographic. I get to work with a totally different group. So how does this actually hit the ground? Wow, I'm going to skip a couple. This is the avatar that we came up with that we sold to at the laser tag company. What was her name? Betsy Joe. By the way, I changed some of the details, but this is a real person. This is somebody that we started interacting with on a daily basis that we built the entire model around. And again, in 3 years, sold $12 million worth of product. That's just the last year was $12 million, not accumulative. She's a female. She's 32, and breaking into her 30s was hard, but she's loving the journey. Her marital status, she's been married to her husband, David, for 10 years this month. He's in the military, so it makes their time together very precious. Kids, how many? Betsy has 3 beautiful kids. Ages, Rodney is the oldest at 7. Ruby just turned 4. David is 6 months old. Her education. Betsy got her degree at a small school in Maryland, and it goes on. But do you see how detailed we got? Do you know why we got that detailed? It's because we started reading the data that Facebook was giving us. As we started to dive more into who this individual is, Facebook will give you marital status, they'll give you how many kids, they'll give you where they live. Geographic location is key to how you're promoting. Because if you promote to the United States, but you only sell product in Shasta County, you've got a problem because you're spending a whole lot of money reaching the wrong people. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to take a couple minutes, we'll say 5 minutes, and I want you to, if you guys, number one, have a Facebook page, I want you to look again at Insights, and I'll pull out how to do that. So again, you're going to go up to the top corner, you're going to go Insights, and then look at People. And I want you just to start imagining, who is your Betsy Joe? Who is the person that your Facebook page is targeting and showing you? Again, I was wrong with who we should be targeting. I was completely wrong. So, who does your Facebook page say that you should be targeting? Those who don't have a Facebook page. I want you to think about who's walking into your restaurant, your business. Who are the ones that you typically market to? Who is your actual demographic that's stepping foot inside your location? And I want you guys to do this, really just humor me and work through this worksheet really quick. So number one, what's the name? Number two, what is the gender? What is the age, marital status, kids, education, and so on? On a phone, if you are on a phone and you're just on the normal, are you on the Pages app or the normal? The Pages app? There is a little squiggle line. Hold on, it's opening. Click on that, and then you'll start to see some data. So when you get home, obviously, you probably didn't finish this. Be as detailed as you want to be. Create this individual, and don't be afraid to change what that individual looks like over time. Because Betsy Joe did not start out looking like that. In fact, we grew with her over the 6 years that we were with her. 6 years with her. And she grew, and she changed, and she developed, and she had more kids. So how are we going to continue to attract that person? Okay, so we are now going to go through a very, very basic way to run an ad. Now, I don't recommend doing this for everything, but this is a really quick and easy way to run an ad on Facebook with content you already have. So, what metrics matter? So when you're looking at posts, you're going to see a couple things. You're going to see how many people it reached. Again, reach is how many Facebook pages did it appear on. Doesn't mean they did anything with it, but how many do it appear on? Second thing, you're going to look at engagement. So that's actually how many people watched over 3 seconds, how many people liked, commented, or shared that with somebody else. You're going to look at comments, shares, and likes. You're going to assess whether this was a highly performing post, whether it has a good call to action that I could end up using as an ad, and whether it's worthy of a boosted post. So again, I don't recommend this for everything. And if you guys want to go deep dive into ads, I'm happy to talk about that at a later date. But boosting post. Okay, so when you click that button, here's what's going to pop up. And this is a lot of information, but I'm going to walk through this to quickly break it down. Number one, if it's a picture, animate it. So Facebook just released this. This is a new thing. You can actually animate your posts. So again, Goldfish will stop on videos quicker than they will on a picture. Because a picture is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. So animation, it actually moves your picture. So it zooms it in or zooms it out or goes to the side, left or right. And that is enough to stop some goldfish. So make sure you animate it. The second, what results would you like from this post? So what is it that you want it to do? Well, you want it to go to a landing page. So do you want them to click to go shop on your site? Do you want them to like your Facebook page? Do you want them to share this content? Or do you want them to message you on Facebook? All that can be done right there. So you go change and hit that. Now, post button. So on the post, it's going to add a button to that post. What do you want that post to say? Click here, share now, message us, shop now. That's all right there. The audience. Who do you want to choose through your targeting? So again, that's where our avatar comes in really well. She lives in Shasta County. She's got 2 kids. She's between this age and this age. That's where you're going to get targeting. If you guys don't feel like you understand who your target is, again, if you don't have a business Facebook, first off, create one. Second is run a boosted post to whatever city you're located in. Run a boosted post to the city you're located in, and then you'll get some of this data back. And you'll be able to create your avatar a little bit better. Again, your avatar on Facebook may look a little bit different than the people normally walking through your doors. Next, so audience, again, audience, looking at who it is. So right now, I'm dialing in with United Way. I'm dialing in this right here. Location, I know that they're living in Redding, California. And I know that their ages are between 18 and 65 plus. So it's very broad because I'm trying to niche down. This can take months. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear. You want instant success. This can take a while. So be gracious and give it an extended amount of time. Now, you're going to go budget. Again, if you guys, if this is too fast, take pictures of it. We'll try to share the slides with you if we can get that emailed to you guys. But the budget, I would not go, especially if you're a smaller local business, don't go above $50 a day. Just don't do it. It's not worth the time unless you start hitting a viral video and you're seeing a massive ROI. It's just don't go above $50 a day. I pretty much stay between $10 and $25 a day. How long are you going to run it? That's totally up for you. If there's a sale running, I highly recommend boosting sale posts. So like, hey, we're running a sale this week. Come check it out. This is a great way to do that and run it for the duration of the sale. Then boost post. That's simple. Literally, you just click it and it will boost it. Now, if you want to find where your ad is, because as soon as you boost the post, you're like, I want data. I want to know what's actually happening. There's a little button at the top. Click that. That is Ad Center. So that's where you're going to be able to see all of your ads going on. So as you can see, we're running a promotion for a cornhole tournament and a dodgeball tournament. And all of my data is right there. So we reached that many people, meaning that many people saw it, and we had 14 link clicks. So all the results are right there. And then the pause ad is right there. So let's say you're paying way too much for a click. Now, what is way too much? That depends on your company. How much do you want to spend per person clicking on the page, and how many of those are converting? That's all up to you. I typically like to stay under $1.75. That's about as high as I'm going to go. I like to stay under $1 if I can. So it just really depends. Obviously, you know, right there we had 14 clicks and we spent $11, so I'm under $1 a click. Now, finding your ad and understanding the data, again, this is your demographic. This is what I'm talking about. Now, remember, our demographics are, the 35 to 44 are higher, so we see more than those engaging. But if you look here, men, all of a sudden the men jumped between 25 and 34. Obviously that's based on what the content is going to boost to. So understand your data, look at that, dive into that, really absorb some of that knowledge, and try to think how you can better target those individuals next time. Again, pausing the ad, it's right at the bottom. You go view results, drop down menu, and you click pause ad. Okay. One of the things we're not going to be able to touch on, but I'd love to, if the opportunity presents itself, to kind of teach on creating a flow. So this is United Way's flow. I asked, don't take a picture of this. I'm sorry, guys. This is proprietary to United Way. I apologize, but this is how I run our business. So people are entering the funnel. What is a funnel? A funnel is the way that I'm getting them to see my content. So that's our funnel. The content, they're going to see our content, and they're going to move down to do something, whether that's purchase, donate, whatever it is for your business. But this is how I do it, and I create the revolving door. So this revolving door continues the conversation. Remember Facebook Live? That was my revolving door. We saw a guarantee second purchase from somebody who watched our live more than 5 times. A guaranteed purchase who watched a live more than 5 times. So I'd love if the opportunity presents itself. I'd love that. If you guys are interested in a more deep dive into Facebook ads, I know I gave you a lot of information today. We both did. If you guys are interested in learning more, I'm actually going to show you a fun way that you guys could actually use this, but you can message United Way of Northern California on Facebook. If you go onto Facebook and go to Messenger, you can message us the word learn. And what we're going to do is we're going to put together a list of people who are interested in learning more. But I'll teach you guys how to do what I'm doing with this, and it's totally free. You can totally use this. It's a keyword generator, but if you guys are interested in learning more, please get in touch with us. We'd love to help in any way that we can. Okay, I know we're short on time. If you guys need to leave, by all means, please do. But I would love to answer any questions you guys have about the slides that I had. So when we're talking about reach and the point system, what ends up happening is the more points you get. So I was using the example of our Facebook Live. The longer we kept somebody on the Facebook platform, the longer, sorry, okay, let me rephrase it. The longer somebody was on our content, no matter what it was, the more points we earned under the Facebook algorithm. What that means is more people see the content. So Facebook organically, without pay, will push that out to more people. So that means the people who follow you, their friends, and maybe a couple randos, because you're on live, and more people are going to be able to see live. You can actually type right now on your computer. You could type Facebook Live, and you could see all the people live right now, which you probably don't know who's live. So it's organic traffic.
So I guess the second question is, does Facebook give you ad credit for your points?
Does Facebook? No, so the point system's imaginary. But what will happen is the more hypothetical points you earn, Facebook is going to give you a broader audience when you boost a post. So we had like over 6 million people reached, but our Facebook page by the end, I think, only had like 600,000 people like it. So 6,600,000, that's a very different number. That's because we gained more points, hypothetical points.
When you're experimenting with the videos, do you do certain apps for the videos, or are you just using your iPhone to do a video?
I literally just use my iPhone front-facing camera, unless I'm recording somebody else. It's worse content, but I've just seen it work better. So I was just at IBM this past weekend. United Way got invited to an event, and the whole time I'm just talking to the camera like, hey, we're at this event, this is happening right now, and this is how I'm approaching it, as if I'm talking to the person. So this is Betsy Joe, and I'm having a conversation with Betsy Joe.
A friend of mine posted a thing the other day that I've only seen this many people viewing until I did this on my Facebook page, and now I can see what everybody's doing. Is that for real?
Yeah, so that's
Is that a scam?
No. So it depends on what this individual is talking about. But if you guys are interested in seeing more data, there's a thing called a business Facebook page, and that's actually a deep dive. So typically you have to create an account, and there's a whole process. It doesn't cost anything, but it's a more extended process. But that actually will give you way more metrics, like an insane amount of data. It's a lot to comb through, but yeah, there is ways to get more information. Behind you.
Yeah, I had heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that in order to actually gain viewers on Facebook Lives, that the videos have to be at least 5 minutes long. Is that accurate?
That's what we found. Actually, we found it was more like 10 minutes. And so to gain more individuals when you're on Facebook Live, I would suggest for sure 5 minutes, be on for 5 minutes. And then how we modeled is that we did 45-minute shows. The first 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, were conversational. Having conversations with the people that were always live with us, that had notifications right away, and we would talk with them. We'd communicate. Okay, here's how was your week? Oh my gosh, we did this crazy thing this weekend, and then we would hop into the show, just because we knew it was going to take a little bit to funnel people in. Anybody else? Fantastic.
Well, let's hear it one more time for Joshua Woodward.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for Katie Mong. Nice job. I'd like to thank Angela Cordell and Shasta College for making this possible today.